Hi guys, how are you doing? And welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Dr. Baby's channel. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So today's video is more like me giving medical doctors out there a piece of advice. Every doctor who has been licensed in Nigeria and you already obtained your full license with MDCN, I would advise you to obtain a license in another country, a developed country, be it the UK, the US, Australia, and so many countries, as long as it is a developed country. And for you to obtain a license in a developed country, you need to definitely have a proof of English language, right? There are two English tests known at the moment, which are IELTS, International English Language Testing System, and OET, Occupational English Test. Now, these two exams, they are similar but at the same time different. There are two types of IELTS, General English and there is the Academic English. Then the Academic English is specifically for health workers. So if you're a doctor or a nurse who is aspiring to migrate to a developed country, definitely you have to write the Academic English under IELTS. OET is Occupational English Test. From the word occupational, it's designed just for healthcare workers, okay, for healthcare professionals, ranging from a nurse, a doctor, a dentist, physiotherapist, like you can name it, all professions under health. So all these people are eligible to write OET and it's accepted by developed countries as well. Now let's move on to the similarities between these two exams. First of all, they are both English test exams, okay? Secondly, they have the same types, the same forms, okay? So in IELTS, there's listening, reading, writing, and then speaking, as well as OET. They are also accepted by almost the same number of countries. Let's talk about the differences. Now, IELTS is into two different forms, okay? But OET is specifically for just healthcare professionals. IELTS is quite affordable. OET is fixed. OET is about 546 or 47 Australian dollars. So OET is definitely more expensive. IELTS will only test your knowledge in English language, your general way of speaking, but in a certain way, right? While OET, because it's occupational, it's designed according to your specialty, your field of study. For doctors, definitely it's going to be more of you writing a discharge letter or you writing a referral letter. These are more applicable because it is your field. So I see it to be easier to pass actually. These exams can also be written anywhere in the world. In any country you reside in, you can always find a center for either IELTS or OET. In IELTS, for academic English, so for doctors, you need to score an overall of 7.5 points. And the least you can score in each of the parts is 7.0. So let's say in listening, you scored 7.0. In speaking, you scored 8.0. In writing, you scored 6.0. And then in reading, you probably scored 7.0. So now the thing is, in total, you should have a minimum of 7.5. That's in total when you add all the parts together and then you divide by 4, you should have 7.5 as a score. But in this scenario, this person had 6.0 in writing. That alone already renders the test result invalid because the minimum score you should have in each part is 7.0. And likewise, for OET, the minimum is a B. So if you have a C in one of the parts, it renders it invalid as well. In all parts, this doctor should score all Bs. Okay, so that's all about the similarities and differences between OET and IELTS. So now let's move on to what it takes to study for this test, which I feel plays a major role in the reason why a lot of people fail this exams. Now, this exam is equivalent to every other type of exams. You shouldn't underestimate the fact that it's just an English test. You need to definitely invest your time in studying. If you really have the time, you can invest between a month or two or even 3 months into preparing vigorously for this exam. Laying your hands on materials are really important. Sample questions and answers are very important. Listening questions can be very tricky because a lot of people are nervous. It's not like you don't understand what is being said or you don't understand the dialogue, but because you are nervous, you tend to skip or you tend to miss out on the information that you should have received. So I would say basically all you need to do for all these exams will be you preparing adequately. If at the time that you can't get to study on your own or you just feel like you're struggling, with getting past questions or getting materials or even trying to figure out how to answer those questions or the way the exams are being done, you're panicking, you're just scared, I would advise you to enroll for a tutorial class. Okay, you can never go wrong with a tutorial class. It's better to get it right the first time rather than wasting money and then getting to do these exams over and over, which can also affect you mentally. So yes, so that's all I want to talk about in this video.